Hello, and welcome to Bad at Board Games. I'm Brad Lake. And I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today we're going to continue the top 40 of all time list. Why not 50? Because I'm lazy. Not really. I just didn't like talking about any of the games that were over 40. They were like, ugh. So, let's continue. I wanted to give a shout out as I was editing my last list. Want to get this right. Matt Kindt, the creator of MGMT comic book, made a comment on my 12 days of unboxing of Mind Management, which was pretty cool. Wanted to give him a shout out. There's no promotion here, but he's got a new book for Mind Management Omnibus. It's on his website. Check it out if you're interested in mind management and the comic books. I like reading the little comic that's in there. Comic book was created about 10 years ago, so I didn't think it was really available anymore, but he does have a new book. Looks like it's the first few seasons of Mind MGMT, so if you're interested in any of that, check it out. Wanted to give him a shout out because I just thought that was really nice, and I know he's promoting something, but I've got 50 followers and I'm not 30,000 followers or anything like that, so it's kind of cool. Nice that somebody would take the time to do that. So that's not why you're here. Let's move on to my number 20. We're going to go from 20 down to, 11. And we're getting close. Things are getting hot. Things are getting heated up. Toph and I are going to get together at 10 to 1 so we can battle it out, find out if we have any crossovers. I guarantee there's going to be some crossovers, but there's also going to be at least one I'm pretty sure didn't make my list at all. And we'll find out if he's mad about that. So he's a great guy, great friend, but we do have some differences when it comes to different games. So let's move on. Viticulture. I don't have Viticulture. Let's pretend it's right here. Maybe I'll steal something off the internet and give you an image. Viticulture, great worker placement game. Top 50, I think, of BGG. It's a staple. If you like worker placement at all, it really brings it all home. I think it's very clean, very efficient. Whether you like wine or not, somebody is kickstarting something that's like champagne viticulture, and they're saying it's not viticulture. It really seemed like it was worker placement viticulture with a few twists. I didn't back that one. If you got viticulture, I think you're good. If you did back it, cool. Let me know in a year when you get it. Is it any good? I just thought it seemed too much like Viticulture. I can get Viticulture now, and I get to play it for free because Hope has it. Looking to play the Tuscany expansion next. Haven't played that yet. The base Viticulture game, it's really nice. Can't complain. Next, number 19, Castles of Burgundy. Do have this one. So, I have most of my games on my list. This is a really nice game. I've found that this can actually start getting people into a Euro game. It's ugly as sin. This is the updated version. And you would have thought with the updated version, it's a pretty box. The board's still just ugly. And I like pretty boards. I like table presence. This has neither one of these. It's as close to being brown, boring on a table as you can get. However, this is a good game. The reason I like this game is that I can bring people into a new mechanic and start introducing people, as I slowly say introducing people, into that Euro mechanic. You roll some dice, you get to pick a tile, you place it on the side of your tableau, and then you can use another number from the dice that was rolled to take it from your tableau and place it in your duchy, your area, the land that you have on your tableau. And it chains events, and it kind of gives you this, if you do this, you put it on your tableau, and once you place it on your tableau, you can maybe get a different tile or sell something. Once you understand that mechanic, it really can open up people into that medium to heavyweight range because they now understand what's going on. And I have found that this is a great gateway game into that. It's not a gateway game into board gaming, but if you want to start taking somebody from that filler intro game to a medium weight game, and this medium weight game can lead them into a heavier weight game, Castles of Burgundy is it. I enjoy it for that aspect. It's super point salady. The rule set is not a good read. Go watch how to play it online, set it up. After you get through that, you'll be like, oh, okay, I understand it. You may screw up the point values because there's so many ways to score the first time or two you play it, but you'll pick it up pretty quick. But watch it online. Their rules, it just, sometimes I feel like people who write rules are almost like IT people. No offense to anybody out there in the IT, but you know it so well, it's hard to explain it to somebody else. So, Castles of Burgundy, it is my number 19 of all time because I can get people to play it. So let's go to 18. Now I like filler games, and why do I like filler games? Because I might be able to play a filler game 5 times, 6 times as often as, you know, an hour or 2 hour game. So filler games, they're filler games. You can sit down and be like, hey, let's do something. You can get something to do with your kid. You can get something to do with your partner. You can get something to do with your spouse, your friend, whatever. Before you leave, let's pull this out and play a game. Filler games. Blitzkrieg. Got this at Gen Con. I will continue to say that. I also got Caesar at Gen Con. I got both of these. That was a pre-order. I just got it. And it took 6 months to get. That's always depressing. But Blitzkrieg is fun. It's a push and pull mechanic. You have 5 different theaters, as they call them, the different aspects of the globe, so to speak. And it's a bag. You pull out your chit from a bag. It has a number on that bag, and it can be sea or land or air, and it allows you to do different things, but it has a number on it. And based on what that number is, you're tug-of-warring your little block left or right. And if it's on one side, it's for the US, and if it's on the other side, it's for Germany. And you're essentially trying to map out, if there are 9 spots that you can go in one theater, you want to be the 9th one, because that allows you to close the theater out most of the time. There's other ways to break things, just like in all games, but you're trying to plan, am I going to be able to be the last person in that theater? And you've got 5 theaters, so depending on where they can go, you're trying to make sure that you get the odd placement, and that makes it fun once you understand that. The thing that can break things off a little bit is there's a chit in here in each bag that allows somebody to go twice. So then that can throw it off, and if you don't pull that chit, it's like, oh. But Blitzkrieg, great game, 20 minutes or less, no joke. I really like it. I'm looking forward to Caesar. It's taking this to the next level, and I'll tell you which one I like better once I get to play that a few more times. So let's continue on. Now, I like this one. Marvel's Homicide is out, and it's $3.5 million and probably going to be $10 million, and might go over Gloomhaven. We shall see in the Kickstarter realm of things. I like this better than Zombicide. Village Attacks. This is a good solo game. I know I don't play a lot of solo games. YouTube has taken up my solo gaming time. I really like this on solo gaming. I liked this at 2 players. I haven't played it at 3 players. There's a puzzle, but this, I think, for those of you who've played the original Zombicide, which I haven't, I've only played the newer ones, I think this probably plays more like the original Zombicide, because you literally are like, you win at the end, and you're about to lose when you win. At least that's been my experience with this game. And you're getting swarmed. Everybody is swarming you from all sides into your dungeon. You're the bad guys. You're trying to keep the villagers with pitchforks and fire from getting to the heart of the dungeon and destroying it. And you can set traps as things go along. You progress up and get stronger and have more abilities as you get rid of villagers as they keep coming in. But they're swarming, and there's not a lot of space, and they just keep coming in and moving faster and moving faster. And they're moving between every bad guy that you are. I usually try to play 3. If I'm soloing this, I'm playing 3 people. I don't think 2's enough. You're going to get overrun pretty quick. But this is a good game. It scales well depending on how many bad guys that you have on your side. And it just gives you that feeling like, oh, I won. Can't believe I just pulled that off. So that's why I like Village Attacks. I apologize. This is no longer available, I don't think. I had to buy this off eBay. Sam Healy on the Dice Tower talked about it. It was one of his top lists. And I'm like, that sounds really cool. I need to check it out. And found it. Found a guy in Florida that had it. Picked it up from him. And it's worth a look if you can find it. Don't pay too much extra for it. But definitely check it out if you come across it or you see it. Village Attacks. Let's see the next one. Another filler game. My top filler game. Super Mega Lucky Box from Gamewright. We talked about Gubs from Gamewright. That's an older game that was out of print on the last list. Spoiler. And Super Mega Lucky Box came out, guess where? Gen Con. And everybody I have introduced this to liked it. They've bought it. They play it with their family. This is one of those games that you just sit down, enjoy. We play this almost every time our game group gets together at the end. It's just like, we got 15 minutes, let's get a game of Super Mega Lucky Box in, maybe 2, depending on how tired everybody is at the end of the night. So it's Gamers Bingo. I'll put a link up here. I'll definitely put it down in the description. Just skip right to Super Mega Lucky Box in the talk through and see what you think. Gamers Bingo. You get a reward system. It really just, like, I don't know, it gives you that endorphin, like, oh, I'm clever and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Check out Super Mega Lucky Box. It's less than $15. And for a $15 game that I've played over almost 30 times in the last 6 months, yeah, any game can be bad if you're with the wrong people. However, have some fun, enjoy the chaining, teach people how to do it, get them to understand the chaining. You'll pull this out a lot. It's cool. Where are we at? That was number 16. Probably should talk about, and I've been talking about, how do I rate these things? Why did I talk about a game I don't own? If I have access to a game because one of my best friends has it and I get to play it anytime I want, I'm gonna rate it in my top list. This isn't just like games that I own. I have more games that are on my list than are on my list. And I have access to Toph's games, and I have access to, people in my game group's games. Most of the games that you're gonna see, I own most of them. However, there's a few that Toph own, and I don't feel like I need to go spend $100 to go buy that game when my best friend has it. So keep that in mind. That's one of the things about the list that may be a little bit different than some other people. I don't know. And then it's also, I am ranking these on how often they get to the table, but how they make me feel. So as I get further and further, there's heavier and heavier games, and a few light ones, like you saw with Super Mega Lucky Box. This is number 16 of my all-time right now. How does it make you feel? How do you enjoy playing with the other people, in your group? Do they enjoy it? Do you enjoy it? It's all those factors. It's that feeling you get. How does it look on the table? The better it looks on the table, the higher it could end up on my list. Possibly. It still needs to be a good game, but it definitely, for me, helps. Castles of Burgundy, ugly game, still made my top list. So there's all kinds of things that you're doing when you're trying to figure this stuff out. I used Pub Meeple to start the process, and then I tweaked it based on what I like versus an algorithm saying, this is what you like. So that's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it. And my voice is getting a little sore. Next, it's another one, hits table a lot. Space Base, been around a long time. This is a game that allows you to bring anybody into the hobby, in my opinion. And what I love about Space Base is everybody is involved throughout the whole time, whether it's your turn or not, because when you're rolling dice, and if you played Machikoro, there's a better version of Machikoro. When you roll your 2 dice, other people on the table can use those dice for their tableau. So that means it doesn't matter whose turn it is, you're always getting to play, which is like mind-blowing when you really think about it, because some of the times it's like, oh, I don't get to play, I'm waiting, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting 20 minutes before somebody comes back and it's my turn again, right? Not with Space Base. And this is an easy teach. Well, the cards can be a little bit like, I don't fully understand what that one is, but they have all the cards laid out in the rule book. It's an easy rule book. Space Base is a great game. I can see why people like it. I don't think this is on BGG's top 100. You know, not heavy enough or something like that. But I really do recommend you trying Space Base, especially if you're trying to get anybody into gaming. Anybody, doesn't matter really what age. You can pull this out, teach it to them. They're going to enjoy it. So, Space Base. I have a link down below. It's one of my older videos. Try to make it funny. We'll see if you like it or not. Oh, left this one up on the thing. All right, so don't look at my bald head. And I will go that way for a minute. Root. Everybody likes Root. Well, probably not everybody. Root is a pain to teach. Oh my God, this game is so hard to teach. But when you get a few people who can finally play together, Root is an incredible game. The artwork is amazing. The way it looks on the table is amazing. The theme is really cool where you're battling creatures. Kind of reminds me of some like Watership Down cartoon from way back in the day. Root is a good game. It deserves the hype. I preface it with, if you can't find people to play Root, get the app. $5. It will teach you 90% of the game. The part that it still doesn't do a good job of, in my opinion, are the cards that you get, because you're kind of like, I don't understand which cards are doing what, but it will help you understand the mechanic of the Alliance, the Vagabond. The cats are probably the easiest ones to learn in the game or without. The birds are easy to learn too, but they're horrible and I hate playing birds. So I can recommend Root. Just play the app first, see if you can get some people to get excited about it before you spend the money, because it's a hard teach. This is asymmetry to the nth degree, because nobody plays the same, nobody wins the same. When you look at other asymmetric games, you kind of like, each faction may be a little bit different, but your core rules are the same. Root's core rules are not the same. So just take that into consideration when you're talking about Root. I'm gonna put this back up here so that you don't have to look at this shiny light again. Next, the newness factor. I'm reaching here. Newness and pretty factor. Bitoku. I like this game. It's my rules. I don't have to play it like 50 billion times to make my top list. These are my rules, and I'll change them depending on how I see fit. So, Bitoku, when I originally saw this, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But then I saw a gameplay of it on Rado's channel, and oh my God, it just like, oh, this is Euro. This is pretty Euro. I like Euro games. I like good looking boards. I mean, look at this thing. This is just part of it. These colors, these symbols, it's gorgeous. It is a very, very good looking game. So yeah, pulled me right in, played the game. There's a lot of chits. It is point salady, which wasn't what I was expecting, but it's cool. I mean, you have dice placement that is kind of worker placement, but you're not rolling the dice. And you have abilities that let you increase the number of the dice or decrease the number of dice. There are all kinds of things going on in this game. So, I like Great Western Trail, if you've seen that video. This has a lot going on. You have all different kinds of ways to get the points. However, the Bitoku, so far it seems like you have to create a Bitoku path, which there's, and go watch some videos on how to play this, but there's a path at the top where you're kind of like feel like a monk and you're going through and trying to get victory points, but then there's a path that you can make off your tableau, which are getting Bitoku, which is the game, which seems like a must in the game for the strategy to be able to have enough points as you go forth, and then you do the filler points with everything else on the board. So just giving you that heads up, if you do play the game, if you do check it out, make sure you play the Bitoku. It's kind of like playing the cows in Great Western Trail. I think it's a foundation, a requirement, and then everything else kind of spawns off of that. Bitoku, this is hard to find. I finally found somebody that had it in Seattle. I don't think it's like mass marketed to the US yet, but if you can find it, check it out. It's a beautiful game. I really like it. 5 million little cardboard chits. There's a lot of chits in this game. And all right, we're almost done. We're at number 12. Are you excited? Or are you just like, yawn, get on with it. Everdell. Now, nature games in general are not my go-to in gaming. I'm a space guy. I like Star Wars. If you have a space theme, I'm probably right there. Even more so than like Lord of the Rings and fantasy and all of that. Space is where I'm at. Nature is where I'm not at. But this is a great game. My girlfriend, super nature. So how do you get people to get into board gaming? You figure out what they like, find that theme, pull it in, and she likes this game. And then I got to sit and play it and felt like a jerk because, oh my God, this is a good game. Another worker placement. If you like Viticulture, worker placement, Everdell's really cute. It's a nice worker placement game. It's you can block people off. It has a really interesting mechanic where people are in different phases of the game. Like everybody doesn't go from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3, which is spring, summer, and fall, I think. And you can actually be in different phases of the game. Somebody can finish the game well before the last person to finish the game, which that's really interesting just in and of itself. The cards that are in it, now I know they talk about some of them being overpowered. I haven't seen that so much, and maybe it's because we haven't played it 20 million times, but where was I gonna go with that? I haven't seen it be so lopsided. Now this is a deluxe edition. I would recommend that. I do like the chits. You've got some nicer stones, you've got some nicer berries, you've got some nicer jewels, resin, and it looks nice on the table. I don't think you have to go all in with like a giant real wood tree, but you do you, and you deluxify things how you want, because hobbies are hobbies. It's where we throw our money and just hope to get some kind of experience back out of that, right? And if it makes it easier for you to get to the table, do it. So this is I like this game. It's good. It changed my mind. I'm definitely looking at more nature games and not trying to be such a gamer space snob. Check out Everdell. It is my number 12. Now this next game, big box game. This is my oldest favorite. Let's see. Ankh. Do I look like the Pharaoh? I can get all serious. Pharaoh-ish. So, Ankh, you don't need the expansions. Let me rephrase that. Repeat that. You do not need these. This is a good game by itself, of itself. We have Eric Lang. I have still not gotten anybody to play Blood Rage with me. I don't own the game yet, but the one time I got to sit down, I didn't get to play it. I like Eric Lang games. He does a really nice job, seems to hit a nice space for me. My oldest loves this game. This is his top game. The Pharaoh expansion allows you to do some different worker placement stuff. You don't need this, so if you didn't kickstart it, don't feel like you missed out, but it's an interesting, changes the dynamic of this game a bit. And then all this is more gods. So it just gives you more variability, but you have enough gods in the base game where you don't even need that. You can replay this, you can change gods around, and this is just kind of one of those, like, you get extra guys. So beautiful miniatures, cool mini or not, it's kind of their standard, right? So they're not 40K miniatures, and I'm sorry I keep talking about that, but these are probably the best miniatures. I think they have the best miniatures on the market, cool mini or not, for what they are, and the resin they use and the detail that they can get out of the molds, and they come pre-assembled. Pretty nice. So Ankh is my number 11. It is worker placement. It's not a battling game, so it is, but it isn't. So don't feel like, oh, it's Ankh, I'm just a dude's on a map and I'm constantly, like, battling like Risk or something like that. It's not. You have gods. Nobody ever really dies. Things get removed from the map, but your god can never die. Some other stuff can never die. And as you build up abilities on your tableau, you can get, mummies or big giant scorpions or big giant alligator, some interesting things like that. But you're trying to do area control, and it's area control within area control because you have monuments in different territories, and you can be in the same territory. You own a monument, somebody else owns a monument. If you own 3 and they own 1, you're going to get more points when that phase comes up than your opponent. So it becomes a real interesting, like, do I build an obelisk? Do I build a pyramid? Because you're going to score if there's different ones in that area, which allow you to kind of bypass somebody else having more monoliths in a certain area. So what I mean by that is you can be in one space, 2 or 3 people in the same space. There could be 3 monuments in there, and if all 3 of them are different and all you own one of those 3, you get victory points for having the most of that one monument in there, which is a real interesting thing because I'm always used to go in, destroy, take over everything, right? This is where you're actually up in each other's grill and you're not necessarily fighting. And then, like, every 4 phases or every 5 phases, you have a battle, and it's kind of like Dune, where you've got these cards and you may play something higher or lower. You may want to lose because losing allows you to get something in return, like if you're the god of the dead. So there are a lot of interesting mechanics in this and a lot of depth that you really wouldn't expect. You look at this and you're thinking big miniatures, going out and fighting and blowing things up. It isn't the case. That's why it's my number 11. You can bring it to the table. It's really not hard to pull out. It's not really that hard to teach. I'd say medium. And you get variability with the maps and depending on the player counts. And you can play this up to 5 players. You might even be able to play this up to 6 with the expansion. But it really gives you some variability. And if you like painting, you can paint these miniatures too because they're cool mini or not. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has taken longer than normal, but we're getting further and further into the games that I like. And I've been playing a lot more over the last 6 months than some of the others. And we just keep rolling with it. So next time you see me will be from 10 to 1 with Toph, where we battle it out. Well, we're not gonna battle it out. We're friends, right? That's not how it works. But we like my 10 or his better? Pick me, please. Pick me. There's gonna be a link here to the other lists. There's some stuff down below. There might have been something, where I was talking about Space Base, and there's a link to that. Check those things out. Some of the older ones, videos are like, but check them out. Laugh, comment, say like, your videos are better now than they used to be. Used to hope. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. I'm having a lot of fun. Enjoy.